Hi, I'm Edith.
Hi, I'm Betty.
Hi, I'm Erica.
Harsh.
Okay, so have you ever been a victim of fraud and wonder how these acts are committed? So first I'm going to talk about identity fraud. Second, about the most common type of identity theft. Last, how to prevent identity theft. First, I would like to give you some information about identity theft or identity fraud. As a result of the expensive evolution of technology and its easier than ever access, or in other words, the internet, identity theft has grown significantly over the last 2 decades, and now is the fastest crime in the United States. It has grown so rapidly and significantly that federal and state prosecutors, judges, and local law enforcement have been affected by its demand to protect consumers. Credit card fraud, mortgage fraud, check fraud, and personal identity information such as name, social security number, date of birth, and bank account information are listed as the most common forms of identity fraud. Studies by the Los Angeles Times have concluded that approximately 40 million U.S. citizens have had their identities used in a fraudulent manner each year. Moreover, I'd like to discuss and identify one of the types of identity theft and how it is committed. The most common to the most sophisticated form of identity theft is financial identity fraud. Many of us do not realize how easily criminals can obtain our personal data without having to break into our homes. In public places, for example, criminals may engage in shoulder surfing, watching you from a nearby location as you punch in your telephone calling number or credit card number, or listen in your conversation if you give your credit card number over the phone to a hotel or rental company. Another way is that some criminals engage in dumpster diving, going through your garbage cans or communal dumpster or trash bin to obtain copies of your checks, credit card or bank statements, or other records that typically bear your name, address, and even your telephone number. These types of records make it easier for criminals to get control over accounts in your name and assume your identity. Another form is the internet. According to the new Study Connects data, the internet has become an appealing place for criminals to obtain identifying data, such as passwords or even banking information. In their haste to explore the exciting features of the web, many people respond to spam, unsolicited email that promises them some benefits, by requests identifying data without realizing that in many cases, the requester has no intention of keeping his promise. In some cases, criminals reportedly have used computer technology to obtain large amounts of personal data. Last, I'm going to share some tips on how to protect your identity. As consumers, we have little ability to stop or prevent identity theft. However, there are some positive steps to take which will decrease your risk. Don't give out your social security number unnecessarily, only tax reasons, credit, or verified employment. Before providing personal identifiers, know how it will be used and if that information will be shared. Use a crosscut shredder to dispose of documents with personal information. And also use a specialized gel pen when writing out checks. James Mays recommends to not give out personal information on the phone, through the mail, or over the internet unless you initiated the contact. Use firewall software to protect computer information to keep virus and spyware software programs updated. As I share with you a few tips to protect your identity, first I talked about identity fraud. Second, I talked about the most common type of identity theft. And last, I share with you a few tips to prevent such fraud. In conclusion, identity theft is a very serious crime and can ruin your perfect credit for a long time. So I hope that you guys took this information to heart because it would save you from a lot of hassle. So thank you.